Hey guys, it's Tina and welcome to the Qweendom. Alright, so I'm coming at you all with a new mom tag. Now listen, y'all know I've been a mama for about 16 years, but my youngest is 1 now, Bryn, and my girl on YouTube named Midlife Mamma, her name is actually Tiffany, tagged me a couple of weeks ago, so I have to do the new mom tag. I'm gonna tag Midlife Mamma, Tiffany's information down in the description box. She's an amazing single mom. She's over 40. She is mommy to Nevaeh, who is a beautiful, she's about 2, I think. She's 2. She's a beautiful 2-year-old. She lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, living a good life in the summer fun, or all year round summer fun. So yeah, let's get to it. So from what I understand, this tag has been going around for the past couple of months or so, but I'm a newbie to it, so let's enjoy this, right? So the first question is my favorite mom hack. Oh gosh, and I didn't even write anything down. Maybe I should have, right? All right, so my favorite mom hack is something that many of you might actually do. So I have 2 sets of children, so I have my teenagers and then I have my little ones. So the teenagers are 15 and 16, and then I have a 1 and a 2-year-old. So with the older kids, when they were younger, what I would do to get stains out would be to use like Shout. Grew up, my mom and grandma used Shout, so that's what I used to get stains out of their clothes, grass stains and all of that kind of stuff. I am becoming a more conscious consumer and person and mom in general. So I learned a couple of years ago, Bailey's 2, so maybe about 2.5 years ago, I learned that if you put a little of any laundry detergent on a stain, as well as some baking soda, so literally what you do, got a stain on something, pour the laundry detergent on that stain specifically, and a little baking soda, and you just rub it in, throw it in the wash like you normally would. Listen, brand spanking new. Stain out, blood, red wine. Well, babies don't drink wine, so. But blood, red wine, breast milk stains, throw up stains, anything. That is my favorite mom hack. To this day, I still use that. Not just on the little people or the bigger people's clothes, but my clothes as well. Number 2, most embarrassing mom moment. I've been a mother for 16 years, so I've had many embarrassing mom moments, but what I will say is I was raised in a family, in a household with 3 other siblings, so I grew up with siblings, older cousins, younger cousins, everybody. I have a really big family, so I grew up like that. So my embarrassing moments might not compare to what another mom might have gone through, but for myself, I would say this goes back a long time. So I breastfed all of my babies, which you all know, most of you already know that. Most embarrassing moment, I would say, we were probably taking my 16-year-old son when he was maybe about 4 or 5 months to his pediatrician just to get a checkup and shots. And I was new to the breastfeeding thing, and I knew that the poop would be like really watery because it had been. He was like 4 or 5 months. So the older kid's dad and I were taking him to the doctors, and I think I had just fed him a bottle an hour prior, trying to rush around, trying to figure everything out, still, you know, get comfortable with the mom thing, and he pooped. I went to stand up to go and take him to the bathroom, and it was all over my shirt. And not only was all the poop all over my shirt, I was leaking with a breast pad on. So I was leaking breast milk, and he had poop. Didn't have an extra change of clothes for myself. Did not have an extra shirt for myself or anything. So yeah, needless to say, I was pretty embarrassed. I'm sure it was something that everybody was used to because, just like I said, we were at the pediatrician's office. But that is something that stands out in my memory as an embarrassing moment for me. Co-sleep. Okay, so the next question is co-sleep. With the older kids, we did. But with the younger kids, as usual, like most things, as you get older, you learn more, and you just figure out what works for you. We do not co-sleep. I enjoy very much sleeping in my bed. Curtis and I sleeping in our bed without 1 or 2 little people in the bed. I don't need to do that. It's okay. Bailey has her own toddler bed that she enjoys with all her whole bunch of friends and blanket and all that great stuff. Bryn, same exact thing. No, we okay. Number 4, worst thing someone said to you while pregnant. So of course my most recent pregnancy at this point was a year ago. Hallelujah! You know, I'm grateful for all my little people. But the worst thing someone said to me while pregnant. I remember it just like it was yesterday. I was at my first job, and yeah. So what happened was I was actually at work one day, and one of my coworkers, I don't know, she was asking me how Bailey was doing, and I was talking about how Bailey was doing, and I'm not a person who can lie easily, so she asked me, did I want to have any more? I really didn't know how to respond, so I only responded in the manner that I could, and I said, well, I'm actually pregnant now. And I think at that point I might have been like 4 or 5 months with Brandon. You know, y'all know that, you know, yeah. Yeah, so I was like, I'm actually pregnant now. She was like, huh? And I was like, yeah. She was like, are you serious? I was like, yes, I'm serious. Like, I really wouldn't play about that, but I was like, I'm serious. So it turned into a situation where I had to tell my manager at this point, because somebody had asked me. If she didn't ask, then of course I would have been the one to tell my manager when I was ready to tell her, but she asked, so no reason for me to lie. So I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant now. Fast forward a couple of days, I went to work another day, and of course the whole unit had found out that I was pregnant. So one of my coworkers came up to me, and she was like, you pregnant again? Like, then you just had to have a baby? And it was really like deja vu for me, because with the older kids it was the exact same way. My son was 5 months when I got pregnant with Kaya. Bailey of course was a little older, but you all know that I had Bryn really early. So she was like, you pregnant again? Like, how did that happen? And it left me in a state of not really knowing how to feel, because just in general I struggled with accepting that pregnancy more than anything. And if you watch me, you already completely know and understand why. If you watch my vlogs, or you follow me, or you have been following me in my journey and my family, you already know the story behind that. So check out any of my pregnancy vlogs, especially the one with me talking about how I found out that I was pregnant, and just my thoughts on that and my feelings on that, if you're not familiar. But yeah, I don't even really like to think about it and talk about it, because it makes me emotional still. Number 5, what part of the day do I love the most? My most favorite part of the day, bedtime. Might not be the kids' favorite part of the day, but for me that is my favorite part of the day, because the house gets to quiet a little bit. I myself get to quiet myself and my brain and my thoughts a little bit. It's not always a good thing, but that is my most favorite time of the day. I get to connect with them, read them a story, give all the kisses, and then they go to bed, and then I get back into being a mommy. Of course, pumping, not as much anymore, but yeah, I don't want to make this really long. Least favorite part of the day. Least favorite part of the day. I don't know that I have a least favorite part of the day. I really enjoy being a mom, with all of its struggles and uncertainty and stress and happiness and joy, and conflict at times sometimes. I don't have a least favorite part. Baby name that we didn't agree on. I guess we'll talk about Bryn, since she's the youngest. The baby name that we didn't agree on. With Bryn, for me at least, a lot of the same name ideas that we had for Bryn, we had for Bailey. So we thought of like Bronx and Brooklyn. We thought of Bronx, Brooklyn. I can't remember any other ones, but a lot of it we thought of Bronx and Brooklyn, because as you all know, Curtis is from New York, so I wanted to pay homage to the place that he was from. He's not from the Bronx or from Brooklyn, but I knew that those two cities are synonymous for New York. So those are 2 names that we thought of for both of the girls, for Bailey and Bryn, which of course you all know that we named Bailey Bailey and then Bryn. Something you bought but never used. Oh my gosh, listen, since I'm an older mom, I can talk about most recently. So with Bailey, I already knew the things that I needed, but somebody suggested that I get a bottle warmer, and I actually got a bottle warmer from someone. Literally never used it. Already knew it was like completely pointless, but yeah, I would say the bottle warmer. I don't even know why they have those. Like, what purpose do they serve other than draining electricity and running up your light bill? Like, for real though. Yeah. 3 hospital bag must-haves. So 3 hospital bag must-haves. Let's see, what were 3 things that I needed in my hospital bag? Vaseline. If you watch my most recent vlogs, you know that me and Vaseline done broke up, but I would say Vaseline because your lips get pretty dry. Soap. Me personally, got skin issues, got eczema. Most of my family got eczema, so I had to have my own soap, and that's Dove. I use Dove soap. So that's a must-have. I had Vaseline, I had soap, and what else was a must-have? What else was a must-have? For me, this go around, it was my camera, like, it was my camera and my charger and all the things that go along with my camera because, again, I'm a veteran mom. With the 2 older kids, we did the pictures at the hospital. I think they still do stuff like that. We did the pictures at the hospital where usually like just before your discharge or your second day in the hospital, depending on how you delivered, some photographers come so that they can take pictures of your baby, like newborn pictures of your baby. I knew that with Bailey and Bryn. I ain't got time for that. I'm not about to pay this crazy amount of money and all that kind of stuff. So I brought my own camera. And of course we have cameras on our phones now, so that was a must-have. The Dove soap, the Vaseline, and the camera. There's a lot of other stuff you actually get at the hospital. Like they give you amazing mesh panties, the ice packs, the sanitary pad. Like, it's a good life for real. It's a good life. 10. Are you a routine mom or a go with the flow mom? And what does bedtime look like? To be honest, I think I'm more of a routine mom than a go with the flow mom. Just my personality, I'm more of a person who is comfortable with doing a lot of the same things that I've done before. Don't know whether that's good or bad. I am a mother of 4, and routines just work for me. They don't always work for the kids, but they definitely work for me. I have learned to be more of a go with the flow kind of mom because of the fact that I do have teenagers, and you know, you can't always stay so stuck in a routine because they're trying to learn their independence and get comfortable with that, and I'm trying to accept the independence that they are learning and struggling with. So I'm a bit of both. I'm more comfortable with the routine. Bedtime looks like this is funny. So bedtime in my home, literally, listen, literally, when dinner is done is bedtime. Just thinking about it is funny. Listen, when dinner is done, it's bed. It's time to get a bath for real. Like, as soon as dinner is over, I am rushing the girls upstairs. I don't do baths every single day because, just like I said, me and my family have skin issues. Even though I'm beautiful, we have skin issues, so we can't do the baths every day in the hot water and all that kind of stuff. So I give them baths a couple of times a week. On all the other days, of course, I just, you know, wash their hands and face, because they're little people. They don't really get dirty unless we come outside and play around and all that kind of stuff. But bedtime, as soon as dinner's over, bath, wash up, teeth brushed. But bedtime is actually between 8 and 8:30, 9 o'clock at the latest on some days. But after about 8 o'clock, my brain starts to shut down a bit. So that's how bedtime looks. We do a book. Bailey has to kiss everybody in the house. Mommy, where's daddy? She gotta call daddy. She gotta call Key. She gotta call Kaya. Gotta get a kiss from Brand. She has a teddy bear that she's had since before she was born that my mom got her. We gotta kiss Friend, and then the lion, and just the whole slew of her friends and family in order for us to say goodnight to her. What type of labor did I have and what type of pain relief did I use? Woo! Again, if you watch me, you know that Bryn's delivery is actually called like a precipitous or like really fast delivery. So it was really scary. It was really fast. It was pretty traumatic, but I'm trying to retrain my brain to not think of trauma when I think of birthing my youngest child. And even after, it was like scary. I think I got an epidural. I can't really remember. It was so fast, and yeah, you gotta watch my labor and delivery vlog to get all that information. But I will just say it was traumatic and it was scary. Have I ever been mom shamed? Mom shamed. I don't think necessarily mom shame. I think sometimes what happens is, as a people, we don't always think about how somebody is going to view what we say. You know, a lot of people, even I have accepted it now, did not before. A lot of people be like, oh my gosh, you got a lot of kids, you got a bunch of kids and all that kind of stuff, you know, not even knowing my story or understanding my story and the struggle that I had with not only birthing Bryn, but coming to grips with the fact that I was even pregnant with another child, and then just the experience that I had in birthing her. So not necessarily mom shame, but sometimes as a people, we don't think about the things that we don't give enough thought to the things that we say out of our mouth. Just like when you see kids sometimes, or oh, they're so little, like when people see babies, sometimes they're like, oh, she's so little, or she's just any kind of little comments that we say without consciously thinking what that person's experience might have gone through to even bring the child into this world or something like that. I'll give you an example. Like, I know people who see Bailey and they'd be like, oh my gosh, she's little for a 2-year-old, or whatever the case may be. You know, I had Bailey, it was a great experience, my birthing experience and all that kind of stuff, but what if she was a preemie? Like, you're telling me that my 2-year-old is little, but what if she was a premature baby? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't think enough about the stuff that we're gonna say out of our mouth. We just say it, not thinking, but not trying to be malicious and hurt people and stuff like that. So, off the soapbox. 13 is, what is the biggest challenge since becoming a mom? Wow. If any of you, again, if you follow me, you know that I struggle with self-care. That is definitely my biggest challenge since becoming a mom. I'm getting a lot better about it, but that is my biggest challenge. Like, when I love hard. When I go hard, I go hard. Like, I don't know how to half-ass anything. So sometimes that comes at my own expense, mentally, sometimes more than anything. So that is my biggest challenge, self-care, like learning to pull myself away and say, okay, Mark, okay, Tina, like, all right, it's good. It's gonna be all right. It's okay. Somebody else can handle that, and be okay with someone else handling it in their own way and not necessarily my way. So that's my biggest challenge as a mom, self-care. And I won't say asking for help, that used to be one of my challenges, but I know how to ask now. But definitely the self-care portion. Best advice you've been given, number 14. Wow, the best advice that I've been given. Oh my gosh, I say more than, it's so much great advice that I've been given and I have learned because I've been a mom as long as I have been. But the best advice that I've been given is just trust your instincts. Like, oh, I get so freaking emotional sometimes, and it's weird, it's so wild. Trust your instincts. Like, as mothers, we have a God-given ability. As moms, we have a God-given ability to foresee things sometimes, whether it be in a relationship, whether it has to do with your kids or school or a job. We just have the God-given ability to foresee things, or not to see into the future or all that kind of futuristic stuff, but just to see things and know and understand just different things. like, if you see your child and you're like, they're sleeping a little bit more than normal, you know, maybe they're sick. It's like the thought will come, and then we just, oh well, no, it's like we convince ourselves maybe they aren't sick, and then the next day when they have a fever, it's like, dang it, I knew something was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I've been a mom for 16 years, so there have been so many things that have happened with me and my kids that I saw prior to it happening, or God dropping something into my ear, or like, oh my gosh. Trust your instincts. Trust those God-given instincts that you have as a mother about anything. Trust yourself. You know your children. You know your child more than your child knows him or herself. Trust me. Best advice that I would give new moms. The best advice that I would give new moms, I guess the same thing that the best advice that I was given. Trust your instincts. Like, trust your instincts and know that God would not put anything on any of us that we could not handle. That is something that I myself have been struggling with for the last couple of months. Just so many different things, especially concerning my role as a mom, an employee, sometimes a girlfriend. Just, I've been struggling with a lot of the roles that I play in my life as well as the roles of other people. So the best advice that I can give is trust yourself. Know that God would not, and I'm a spiritual person, God would not give you more than you can handle in all situations. And I'm looking directly at the camera because I'm talking to you specifically, and I'm talking to me specifically. He would not give you more than you can handle. You got it. You good. You straight. You built for this. Oh my God. There's no better person to handle everything in life that you're handling other than you. I didn't even know that I was built to be a mom of 4. I didn't know that I was built to be a mom of 3 children who went over their due date and 1 that didn't, and was in a NICU for a month, and was in a children's hospital for a month, who had breathing issues, who was in an incubator, who was fed through a feeding tube. Like, you got it, you good. I don't want to cry. Number 16 is who my mom crush. It says mom crush. Who's my mom crush and who do I tag? I don't have any mom crushes. Like, I've learned to crush on myself. Be grateful for myself. The role that I play in the universe, the world, my city, my state, my country, or my job, with my siblings, with my man, with my kids. Like, I ain't got no mom crush. I'm my mom crush. My mama, my mom crush. My sister, my mom crush. My best friends are my mom crush. My cousins who kill it in and out of law offices and doctor's offices and short, like, that's who my mom crushes are. Who I see on a regular basis killing it, even when we think we not. Those are my mom crushes. Who would I tag? I don't even know who to tag. Like, most of the people that I know whose kids are older, like my kids are, I don't even know. I don't know who to tag. I guess I'll tag my girl Janice. The Albornoz Are Growing. She is a mom of 5 amazingly beautiful children. She is on YouTube as well. She rocks. She has a husband named Rob. Her youngest is Madison, who is absolutely positively beautiful. Her children are very intelligent. She used to live in Maryland with me. She no longer lives here. I miss you, girl. I'm gonna come over and we gonna chill on the back porch, the deck that you done built yourself. DIY queen. I ain't gonna tell y'all everything about Jen. I ain't gonna tell y'all everything about this is Bailey there, of course. I ain't gonna tell y'all everything. Y'all just have to check out her channel. I'm gonna tag her in the comments. I'm gonna tag her in the description down below. As usual, thank you guys so very much for watching. Make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you all head over to my Facebook as well as my Instagram. Same exact name, The Queen Vlogs. Shout me out, follow me, share my page, hook it up, holla back. Oh my gosh, this was fun. I like that this is a pretty long video. I try to do shorter videos because I know our attention spans is like that. But I enjoyed this. Thanks so much, Tiffany and Janice. Yeah, you gonna have to do it, boo. You gonna have to do it. See you guys in the next one. I'm gonna show y'all barely because you know, listen, mom life. They always brown. Look like this. Mommy. Looking, smelling, try and find me. Try and find me. Look, I'm about to show y'all how. Who's that peeking in my window? It's Belly. Lord, can your mama live?